Bull nugget time. All right, let's see here. Mike, what do you look for in a property before you buy it? Well, I'm hoping there's a sign out front that says this house will make you $28,600. I'm kidding. No, seriously, when I look for a house, if I'm driving through a neighborhood, if I'm driving through a decent middle class neighborhood, all of a sudden I come across a house where the grass hasn't been mowed all year, or maybe there's a broken window, or we used to say there's newspapers piled up on the porch, and maybe the mailbox is overflowing with mail. These are signs of somebody's maybe perhaps abandoned house. The house is vacant. Then I look at the neighborhood. Would somebody want to live here? Not necessarily do I want to live there. I'm kind of high class and I don't want to live there. No, I'm kidding. Guys and gals, listen, I don't care. I can live at the trailer park. Doesn't matter to me. The important thing is you have a lot of zeros in your bank account, right? Hello? Remember that scripture I taught you? I say I taught you like I wrote it, but Psalms 35, verse 27 says, let the Lord be magnified who takes pleasure in the prosperity of a servant. I do not want to be the one letting God down. I want him happy that I'm prosperous. Don't you want to be prosperous too? So, what the heck was my question? I got myself a little off track. Oh, what do you look for in a property when you buy it? I usually want it to be at least 1,000 square foot out there. If a house is too tiny, unless that's a neighborhood where every house is tiny, it's a little bit tougher to sell. I usually like to have at least 3 bedrooms because people with kids, they like 3 bedrooms. They can have two kids and a dog, and they can go about their life. I usually like to have it, hopefully have a decent school system. Maybe not the best school system around, but I want it to be a decent school system that helps my resale. I want to make sure it has if it doesn't have a furnace, let's say the furnace is missing. Well, I can still buy the house. I just have to subtract what a furnace would cost to replace off my bid price. Does that make sense right there? Just good common sense things. How's the neighborhood? Am I going to get mugged and killed and shot while I'm working on it? Because I don't want to do those no more. I did those. I used to start on I started in the vacation capital of the world, which obviously, as we all know, is Toledo, Ohio. And I bought a lot of junker houses for $5,000, $6,000, $7,000. But again, I'd fix them up during the day, and I'd come back the next day, and that night, during the night, somebody broke and stole my copper wire, they stole my water heater. I'd bring another one over, they'd take that one too. I think they were laughing and thinking, hey, look, here comes that fool with some more stuff we can take tonight. In fact, I come up with a brilliant idea to put a sign on the window of my house. I'll never forget this. I put a sign up that said, this house has all brand spanking new plastic plumbing. I tried to make it look like a selling point. What was I really saying to the thieves? There ain't no copper here, baby. You might as well leave, right? But when I look for a house, I'm really looking at it I don't want one too junk. I don't want one too high end. I want a house that I can make money on. And by the way, I'm looking for a base hit. I'm not looking for a home run. I like home runs. Don't get me wrong. I like it when the bases are loaded and boom, I can knock one home and I'm going to make a small fortune. But you realize if I can get the first base, then I can get the second, right? And if I can get the second, then I can get the third. So what do I mean by base hit? If I don't have to get that filthy rich off a house. If I can make $15,000, $20,000, I can do it again, and I can do it again, and I can do it again. Do you realize if you can pop a deal every month and make $15,000, $20,000 a month, it's going to be hard to make fun of you. It really is. Now, do I want a second base hit? Do I want to make $20,000, $25,000? Yeah, sure. Do I want to get a third base hit where I make $25,000, $30,000? Yeah, of course I do. I've made some big ones. But guys and gals, I promise you this. If you'll simply start where you are, look for a decent house, put it under contract, and then you got to decide what you're going to do with it, right? You're going to exit it with a wholesale. Are you going to flip it? Are you going to sell it on creative finance? There's a lot of different ways, but I recommend staying with the bread and butter houses. You look up what they call median, median home prices in that area. That's just a fancy word for average. You can Google it, put in your zip code and put median home prices. It will tell you. If the average home price in your area says 100,000 or 150,000 or 146,000 or whatever it is, 300,000, doesn't matter, then that's probably, I would like to stay within generally 20% below and 20% above. I don't want to buy the houses that I'm going to get shot while I'm there. I'm not against luxury homes. I think they're nice, but it's harder. You follow me right there? It's hard to sell a lot of them. Why? Your pool of buyers is smaller. So what do I recommend? Stay with everyday, average Joe Lunchbox houses, and you'll make a small fortune.